Okay, I'm at the park with my cousin, and we are going to talk about, or we're going to respond to a question that was posted on the wall where this girl was talking about the way to get a man to marry you is to not uh, do eggplant things with him. See, we use euphemisms on the channel so Google won't be tagging the video. So, yeah, so you won't, that's what she says is the way to make him marry you. And we, of course, have a completely different idea. Being older women who've been married and had like multiple relationships over the last 40, 50 years, we know better. So, we're going to share our opinions with you just a minute. Recording. It's recording?
Yeah.
All right. I'm here, everybody, at the park with my cousin, and we're going to talk about, or we're going to respond, respond to a comment that was posted on the wall where a young lady is proposing that the way to get a man to marry you is to not sleep with him before you get married. If you sleep with him, that means he's not going to marry you. And as both of us have been married before and got kids older she is, we want to talk about her theory and what the holes are in it. So now let's talk. I'm gonna ask my cousin some questions. Now, what do you think about her theory that that's the way to get a man to marry you is to not sleep with him?
Well, my grandmother, of all people, told me if you don't live with a man first, you don't know how he is and you don't know what he can do. So I don't think it's very smart to get into a relationship like that. Anytime you go to get a car, you may really think that car is beautiful and it's the car you really want. You test drive it first. And then you make sure it rides the way you want it to ride. So I don't see why, you would choose your mate any differently.
I agree because you talk about when you take those marriage vows, you talking about till death do us part. That means this is in theory this is gonna be the only eggplant that you have for the rest of your life. Okay, ED, Minutemen, little microscopic problems. You want to make sure that this is really what you want. So you need to do that. Okay, you need to do that. You need to test that out. So what do you think? Now, they're talking about her theory. That's her theory. That's the reason why that they don't want to get married. What do you think is the reason why they don't want to marry?
Because she's withholding and he got all these other little side chicks that's just putting out all kinds of ways, sideways, up, down, backwards.
So there it is. There's no reason for him to be waiting on just on you when he can get it from somebody else. I mean, I don't understand that. Then plus it's like you said, you think about it like on the wedding night, you might be in for a big surprise and you'd be like, oh no, now I'm stuck with this plan.
And that would be a terrible situation because I tell you, I'm like a fly fisherman. If it's real small, you just catch and release. You throw that little sucker right back.
Catch and release. Okay, so let's talk about this though, because these young girls want to get married. First of all, what you think about marriage? I mean, once you like in your 30s and 40s, well, I mean, what's the point?
It depends on who you're married to. It can start off all great and then people change. So nothing is ever written in concrete. They can be here today, gone tomorrow. They can be just the most loving individual. And then they say, I got a woman at home. And I'm going to tell you about all these little side pieces out here. They make it so hard for ladies. I mean, they don't care that you have a wife at home. They don't care if you have a newborn baby. All they care about is getting what they want the way they want it and whatever money they can get. Really is prostitution as far as I'm concerned. But, the poor little doting wife is at home thinking her man is being faithful. And the ones that got some sense, they'll do what they do and come home at a decent hour. And the wife don't have a clue. Right. But then you got these Negroes as dumb as a doorknob. Go out there and be wanting to do what they want to do and come home and then wonder why the wife is tripping. Yeah. Negro, please, kick rocks.
That is unfortunately true. But what, because it's like the thing about it, even if, my thing is like, even if, there are these hoochies out there, I know they're there, and a lot of them focus on married men. But what responsibility does he have? We can't put all the blame on them because he knows he's married and got the wife at home and a new baby too. So what motivates him to think that they can do that from your perspective?
that they think they could get away with it. As long as they think that they can do it and you're none the wiser, they're going to continue to do it. But like grandma also used to say, what don't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. Sooner or later, it's going to come to light, and oh my God, he's going to have hell to pay.
Ooh, yes. And then in our family, we don't play like that. You're going to have a problem. So now these girls, you know, because I was looking at them, now she's saying that, you know, the sexual aspect is the point. I'm thinking it's more that they do all this other stuff. You know, they move the dudes in and they take care of the dudes and they cooking and cleaning and they having all these babies for them and all this other stuff. So, I mean, if a man's getting all of that, why would he want to get married? So what advice do you have for women who think that they need to do that? A lot of them brag about it. You know, I take care of my man. I be doing everything for my man. It's like we married.
Well, me personally, I don't want a toddler. I want a real man. And a real man takes care of his woman. He takes care of his household. They do things together. It's not all one-sided. You work together. So any female that has a little piece of a man sitting at home just to say that she has one is for a rude awakening. And when the time comes and you see how many other females that he's doing these same things with while you're keeping him, sooner or later you're going to find out, and your family probably got to bail you out of jail.
See, my thing is, I'm not doing shit. I don't want to. I can't even imagine what kind of man I would be, you know, get married to at this point, because I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to do nothing. I like cooking, but, you know, I cook when I want to cook.
Yeah.
Don't be expecting me to cook, you know, that kind of stuff. And all those things, you know, that we are all raised up as young women to think that we, quote, have to do for a man. From your perspective, is there anything that we should do as more mature women to start trying to get these young girls to understand, to undo that training?
Yeah, they just need to understand that you get what you give and you give what you get. And in order for two people to be in a relationship, both have to be committed to that relationship. People say 50-50, but in all actuality, it's 100-100, because if you both aren't giving out 100%, you're wasting your time.
We're talking right now, we're making a video. What do you think, don't go too far, Lola, what do you think about this new trend where so many guys are, when they cheat, they don't cheat with another woman, they cheat with a man?
Ooh, Lord.
Because, you know, I have to say, like, just to interject, this last couple of weeks, there's been some issues with celebrities. Tank and Malik Yoba are the two that come to mind, saying that men who do, you know, these things with other guys they still call themselves heterosexual. And, you know, I'm just like, what? What are you talking about?
Well, actually, they're bisexual, because anytime that you are being intimate with another man, even if you the one who's pitching, or you're the one that's
Catcher.
yes, regardless of the situation, you're bisexual. I don't care how you try to put a spin on it. And any man that's constantly has a oral fixation, I'll say, is they don't care where they get that fixation from. I mean, you know, a mouth is a mouth and a anus is a anus. So.
I agree. I just don't see, you know, they be doing these like verbal gymnastics to try to make that palatable and trying to pass that off on women as being normal and acceptable. So, you know, I'm like, y'all better be watching out, you got a dude who want to be doing all that butt stuff. Your dude is gay. I'm sorry.
I agree. And I want my man to be a man.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a guy who gets all jazzed up by some other dude. That ain't working for me.
And got pink panties hitting the drawer.
Yeah, lacy things and stuff. Nah. But anyway, we'll do some more of these talks as you guys post the questions up on the board. It's my cousin Joy, and you know who I am. And we'll have some more talks about this kind of stuff later on. Just post your questions up, and I'll catch up with her, and we'll have our talk and answer your questions. This is Deb. Talk to you later.